What's going on, guys? Black Scout, and doing a little live video today real quickly. A lot of people had been asking about my thoughts on the Brian Laundre, whether he could survive, where was he at, and things like that. And I'll kind of just touch on my thoughts about the situation. Everybody give me a thumbs up too. So if you don't know, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundre are a couple. Gabby wanted to become a YouTube creator and do like a vlog with a small van, you know, traveling across the country. I guess Brian had a problem with it. She wound up, they found her body. He fled, and there's no better admission of guilt than fleeing when the police want to ask you, right? So the parents, obviously, how it came down is that, you know, he returned back to Florida without her in her van. Immediately that weekend, the parents had purchased a camper. They all went on a trip together. My idea is they went to go set up somewhere for him to go, you know, to get ahead of police. Because why would you, is the parents not going to ask questions, where's Gabby at, what happened? You got her van, you know, her van, things like that. So apparently the parents tipped and said he was at the Florida Wildlife Reserve. This Florida Wildlife Reserve is a very swampy area. You know, we're looking at gators, large gators, and there's tons of gators in Florida. They move very fast. Venomous snakes, tons of those down there. Everywhere you turn, there's one. We have bugs. You're getting ate up by, you know, pterodactyl-sized mosquitoes all day, every day, which is miserable. You know, over the course of a few weeks, that's going to drive you insane. And then everything is wet, so you can't start a fire. And kind of talking about the fire, sorry, excuse me. Every time I get on a live video, I start got to clear my throat and stuff. But everything's wet, and so you can't really start a fire. You need, you know, if he doesn't have a purification device, obviously he had to boil his water every time he wants to drink, try to, you know, filter it and things like that. He's gonna have a fire. Obviously, the biggest thing is a lot of people are saying, you know, he knows wilderness survival or what have you, and I don't know if that's true or not. But what I do know is that he frequented, you know, he hiked a lot, camped a lot, which is totally different than survival. There's avid hikers and campers that you could take out and give them a knife and they're going to die because they don't know survival. Camping is a much different thing, and just because someone's an outdoorsman, you go take a hunter, he may not can survive either. The thing is knowing survival skills is much different than being an outdoorsman. So the fact of the matter is they also said that he spent $1,000, and that's how they got a warrant. He spent $1,000, I'm guessing, from Gabby's account to purchase some items. So I'm guessing maybe he set himself up with a camping outfit before he left, so maybe he got purification devices, things like that. And obviously he hiked the Appalachian Trail for 3 months, so he does understand what you need to camp. He understands that. The problem is a lot of people, you know, are miss on this, is that he will have to resupply, right? So even if he does have you can't carry enough equipment to survive for months without, unless you have, you know, rock solid skills, and we're talking about ability to hunt and fish, you know, daily. And that would be some kind of projectile weapon, whether it be primitive or a rifle or something like that, shotgun. So, which again would give away your position unless it's a bow and arrow compound bow or something like that. So surviving and surviving undetected is way two different things, right? You're not using fires. You know, you're trying to reduce your tracks. He has everybody in Florida and FBI tracking him. So to me, it would be difficult for even a guy that knows escape and evasion, counter tracking and tracking, to try to defeat the level of scrutiny he's getting in the Florida Wildlife Reserve right now. So I mean, that's like my bread and butter, and I think I would have a difficult time with this many people. And the ability you're going to have your resupply cut off. You're not going to be able to resupply. So that leads me to believe that A, someone's working with him someone is getting the resupply for him. Can't be his mom or dad, because that would be too easy for him to get picked up on. You know, they just follow him. So he has somebody else probably working with him that's resupplying him. 2, he's either dead. He's dead somewhere down there, if he is there. Or 3, he's on the Appalachian Trail. That's a area he's familiar with. Lots of through hikers. It's not uncommon. Maybe he's wearing a mask, because, you know, a lot of liberal leaning guys like to do that trek. So he's wearing a mask for COVID out there, and a hat, sunglasses. So very easy to disguise yourself. Obviously, he still can't make much contact. So if he does not have someone working with him to get him more resources, he maybe has a filter that he can drink lots of water on, but he's going to need to get food. Eventually he's going to eat his food up, so he can rationalize. Say maybe he could probably go a month and a half, but after that he's going to be it's going to be very difficult for him. So trying to get sustenance is going to be his biggest problem. And if he's in the Florida Reserve, there's just too much there that I think he'd tapped out already. He'd came out and said, hey, I'm done. I can't live like this anymore. So that's why I don't believe he's there. It's been 13 days at this point in time, surviving undetected, leaving no signature, no footprint. I don't believe he's there. So again, you know, camping versus survival and hiking, and then surviving undetected. Way two different things. It's hard to survive. It is. Like, if you go out a weekend and just take a small survival tent and then go survive with just that, it's going to be difficult, especially in a swampy area. I've done survival courses in those type of areas, and you get just destroyed by insects. Then looking at surviving undetected, surviving without being seen. I had to do that. Obviously, I was training that kind of stuff, but I had to do it for a TV show specifically that I couldn't be picked up by the cameras, even thermals they had. And it was extremely difficult to do that around the clock. You know, when I was working for this TV show as a consultant. So doing that around the clock is very difficult. So I think someone's helping him. Obviously he has a burner phone. He left his phone at home. So that means that he's probably got a burner phone, because he's actually made some account changes, like on Spotify. He accidentally put up a Instagram Live or something like that. But I think he's probably on the Appalachian Trail, because he knows the area. He can get away with wearing a mask, and like I said, things like that. Maybe his parents set him up with a location somewhere. They have a camper. Maybe they've got something, because they move properties. That's something I've read, that they buy and sell properties. So maybe they have some land somewhere, or maybe they set up a camper somewhere, and they're giving supply runs like that for some. You know, you don't know. I mean, maybe they're getting Uber Eats drop-offs. You don't know what he could be doing. I do think he has help. Obviously, his parents have been helping him try to get away. Now, he will make a mistake. It always happens that way. He will make a mistake, and that'll be what either he's going to make a mistake, or he's going to be found dead. So I don't know what their method of his parents or him, the method of thinking, like that you think you're just going to go roll off for a few months and everybody's going to forget about it and you can go back to normal life. No, that's not how it works, you know. So a lot of people have asked, like, why haven't the FBI caught him? You know, people have asked me that, and it's because they're trying to find grandmothers that was at the Capitol on January 6th. That's what they're doing. They're trying to set up, you know, white supremacy meetings and things like that. They're not worried about catching this guy, nor any other missing person, you know, case. They're trying to paint a narrative. So that's why they're not finding him. You know, luckily I saw today that Dog, the bounty hunter, actually got, he's actually working on this now. He said he's going to find him, and I'm quite sure Dog the bounty hunter will find him. He found that one serial killer down in Mexico. So we got trolls on here again. Good. Anyhow, guys, that is my thoughts. I think we'll probably know something in a few days. They'll probably tighten the screws enough to the parents to make them, you know, come out with something. I heard they're threatening to make them pay for this whole search is like $1.2 million. And like I said, they move properties quite a bit, so I don't know how much money. I mean, they could have a lot of money, you know, and money makes things always easier, especially trying to hide. If someone's doing it for you, they're buying and everything, you can just kind of sit in the shadows and wait for them to come give you your food. I mean, that's no life to live, but you can live undetected like that for a while. But that's the only way, like having a safe house per se. But him being in this wildlife reserve, highly doubtful. I don't think so. All right, guys. Well, that was a quick video on that. A lot of people to ask. We've been out of town this week, so I wanted to hop on and get a vid out. I was going to film this, but I thought I'd get a live because it's been a minute since I did one. Just checking out some of your comments real quick. Yeah, follow the money. I mean, that's the easy way. I mean, I'm hoping the feds do realize that, but a lot of things I've seen that they don't really know, you know. All right, guys. So sorry I had to block one of these guys saying dumb stuff. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If this story develops, we will discuss more. I'm also going to try to put out a video tomorrow morning about some news that I really just going to get your guys' opinion on. I know I talked about helping this gentleman after one of his last posts. I'm a little questioning things. I kind of want to do a video just kind of discussing my thoughts on it, what I think, and then getting your guys' opinion. So if you would, please watch that video, comment, and let me know what your thoughts are on that. Anyhow, hope you guys had a great weekend, enjoyed it. We'll stay on top of this and see things as we go. And if anybody's involved in this, because I know I think some people were commenting that they're part of the search team down there. Any of you guys are involved in this, just hit me up. Let me know if you got any inside information that I can share. So anyhow, guys, appreciate you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.